Every now and then, you'll hear a story that is just so freaking stupid that it's impossible to get into the mind of the person that did this, because they must be the only one that would think something like this is appropriate. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I can't even, if I was the relationship defense attorney, I wouldn't even take the case.
All right. I saw this headline. A husband wrote his stay-at-home wife a performance review, and it didn't go well.
Shocking. You could have just stopped at performance review.
Uh-huh. Yep.
We could have assumed it didn't go well.
So I follow Scary Mommy on Instagram, and I saw this and immediately clicked on the link in the bio because I had to know more. So go ahead.
Can we pause there for just 1 second?
Sure enough.
Okay, just with what Kristen said right there. Stay-at-home...
It's a stay-at-home wife, but she is a stay-at-home mom. So there are children. She's just, there's kids there.
And he writes a performance review for her.
Correct. Because that was his last-ditch effort, by the way. This wasn't something he just did. Apparently, there are things I'm going to tell you that led him to make this decision, though a poor one, the decision he made.
Is there anybody listening that has a significant other that has done something as nonsensical as that you can match that headline? Impossible. 1-855-BERT Show.
All right. So he went to Reddit and was asking people if he is the a-hole for giving my stay-at-home mom wife a written performance review with suggested areas needing improvement.
Come on, man.
Wow.
I, 33-year-old male, share one child, 6-year-old female, with my wife, 36-year-old female. She has another daughter, 13-year-old, that lives with us full time. We also have custody of our niece, 15. The teens are each other's best friends. They share a large bedroom, which was done at their request. The dynamic here is pretty much mom and youngest against the teens, with me being the referee between everyone. My wife has taught the youngest she can blame others for her actions to avoid consequences. She just says the word, one of the teens will get punished without question. There is no doubt she's my wife's favorite. I love her, but she's becoming nothing more than an entitled brat. As just a mere example, my wife and I had an appointment we both needed to attend. When we came back, it was apparent the pool had been used. They're not allowed to swim while we aren't home. As the youngest divulged, "Mommy, I was in my room coloring. I never went swimming." The team said that was not true. She had gone swimming as well. Only the teens were punished. My wife refused to give the youngest any type of consequence. I later found her wet swimming suit hidden in the garage. My wife and I argued. I felt strongly she needed to not only be punished for swimming, but also for lying. After a relentless disagreement, I was silenced as she gave the youngest a very minimal consequence. The lying, blaming, and favoritism ultimately caused the teens to act out. Most of their consequences are done by giving more chores, specifically the chores the 6-year-old has. Or as recent, they were removed from music lessons. I believe they're so frustrated, they don't even care when they verbally attack their mother after her unfair treatment towards them. After all, they already get blamed and punished for things they don't even do. From my perspective, lashing out gives them a release. We've had countless tiring arguments. She'd either not see her faults, or we agreed to do this and that, but it was never actually done. I decided to write her a performance review as a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, my man.
Her areas in need of improvement, well, it was a lot. I touched on how she needs to listen better, stop being biased, be fair in all her decisions, stop making rash decisions without taking all 3 kids into consideration. I recommended her to give each child the same amount of one-on-one time alone to speak or just be with one another. So it wouldn't be an entirely slap to the face. I gave her accolades on her strong points for other areas aside from parenting.
Oh.
I guess I felt this would work best. However, I felt this would work best because I could organize my thoughts on paper without her interjecting. However, it quickly backfired in my face.
Didn't see that coming.
She was quiet the first hour after I handed it to her.
Yeah.
Then she completely exploded on me. Said if we're doing this type of S, she'll get a private bank account and take half my paycheck every week. She further said the review was abusive and a manipulative, sexist move. Am I the a-hole?
Of course not. Of course not, dude.
No,
I can't believe there aren't more men around the country doing this. You're an idiot.
I don't know. I think how he handled it was dumb. I think he should have given her the option to do one back, because if there are two people fighting, there's two people who have issues. But it kind of sounds like he's tried a lot of times. They've had a lot of conversations. It's clearly affecting the family dynamic. The teens are acting out and losing stuff. The kid is growing up spoiled. I feel like this was his Hail Mary to really get her attention. I probably would have chosen couples therapy.
Yep.
But I don't begrudge him for trying something outlandish to get her attention.
I do feel like this was his last-ditched effort. I just felt like he should have found a different ditch.
Except for the one he's going to be
the one
buried
he's going
in.
to be in. Yeah. If his goal was to get a divorce, this was perfect execution. Woo! But I get his concerns, and I even understand him trying to voice them to her. But a performance review? Yeah, that's never it, man. That's just never the way to go.
It could have been one last conversation. Maybe he even says, look, I'm desperate here. But putting it on paper and giving her a performance review under no circumstances is that ever going to be received okay.
And why was the first part of it an hour? How long was this in total?
I think it was she got it and then she sat there quietly for an hour.
Yes.
Not that they went through.
Oh,
I thought the
okay.
same thing as you.
She sat in silence for an hour.
Okay, got
and
it.
then
I don't think he's the a-hole.
Really?
Not the a-hole. I don't think he handled it well, but she is the a-hole, and I think he had to try and get... Do not take this as free license, men, to give your stay-at-home mothers progress reports. But I think he was trying his best to help his family.
there was no progress, Cassie. It wasn't a progress report. It was a performance review.
Oh, my God. So dumb, but at the
You
same
sure
time...
you want to stick up for this guy?
I am.
Okay.
He's trying to help. He's just doing it real dumb way, but I think it's coming from a good place.
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get The Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.